Welcome everyone to my channel. We are going to do a spoiler review for Solo Leveling Novel 1 by Chugum series Solo Leveling. I am Leanne, your host. So, the weakest hunter of all mankind. E-rank hunter's Jinwoo's song has no money, no talent, and no prospects to speak of, and apparently no luck either. When he enters a hidden double dungeon one fateful day, he's abandoned by his party and left to die at the hands of some of the most horrific monsters he's ever encountered. But just before the last, final blow, bling! Congratulations on becoming a player. Okay, so I cheated going into this, and I gotta tell you, it's not my fault, okay? This was not being published at the time that I found the manhwa on Tapas, okay? So, the manhwa on Tapas, okay, is it was beautiful. It was wonderful. I ate it up. I ate it up all the time. Wait for the new chapter, when I caught up. I ate that manhwa up, okay? And then the anime came out, and I was like, ooh, that is like chef's kiss. But before the anime came out, this started being produced, okay? So I started buying the books. But as you know, my TBR jar, Haru back there, dictates what I read each month. So I'm so excited that this came up in May. And boy, did I love the extra stuff that went into this. And it was good. It was good. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I wanted more. I want more. The rest, but I can't because it didn't come up in my June TBR. Sad. I know. It's very sad, but it's okay. Okay. I will read it eventually. We'll get all of the good juicy details one day. So this goes up to a certain point. It ends with them going to C-rank gates, and somebody wanted to recruit Jinwoo. So, young Jinwoo is a 23 or 24-year-old young man who has to work his ass off in order to support his sister and his mother. Father, who knows where the hell he is? Nobody knows. We don't know anything about him. Okay? So, Sung's mother is in the hospital, and she has what is called well, I can't tell. No, I think it says it in here. Eternal sleep, which basically means she's not going to wake up. We don't know why she's not going to wake up. We don't know why or how this happened. We know she's just not going to wake up. And he has a younger sister named Jinna. Jinna is in high school, and he's trying to support Jinna and pay his mother's hospital bills. And he wants Jinna to go to school, go to college, get a good career, and not fall into where he fell in. Having to be a hunter in order to afford bills. That's where he's at. So he takes on every single gate that he can physically attend because he needs the money. He needs as much money as he can get. Unfortunately, he is like the lowest of the ranks. They call him the worst hunter of mankind, the weakest hunter of all mankind, because he's like, his mana is like a level 10. And it's 10 higher than a human. That's how low he is. That's why he's E-rank and he's the lowest. And so he struggles with even E-rank monsters and killing E-rank monsters. So it's a struggle for him. And then during this double dungeon he went into, he was a deciding factor. He agreed to go because there was 17 people, I think, in the raid. And he was the deciding factor because it was even 8 on one side, 8 on the other. 8 wanted to go into the double dungeon, 8 wanted to wait for the Korean Hunter Association to show up and deal with it. He needed the money, so he said, let's go in. Alright, so they all go in, and he's the last one in there. Not the last one to be alive. A couple of them make it out, but he gets left behind. And he gets left behind because he has a leg missing and he can't really walk. So it's kind of impossible. So everybody abandons him, except for 2 of them. But he tells them to get out. Go. I'll stay behind. I'll sacrifice myself, even though he wants to live. He figures it's better. The association will pay out a large sum of money for his life being killed in the dungeon. That should help him set up his sister and his mother for the foreseeable future. At least he hopes. And because he was sacrificing himself on a sacrificing altar and about to die, a message popped up asking if he wanted to become a player because he met all of the requirements for it. And he agreed and fell unconscious. And then he woke up. And so now he's got to learn this system, which is like a game. A game he's never played. He's never played games before. Like, I don't know. Call bullshit on that. I don't think there's ever been a person who's never played a game. Ever. Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe there's people out there who's never played a game. And I see this hair, this game. Okay. So, because it's a new system and he doesn't know anything at all about it, he does get a penalty quest the first time after he wakes up. And that penalty quest gets him some good stuff. And he understands a little bit of what's going on. So, he learns about instant dungeons that he can hunt in and makes him stronger. And he levels up as he goes along. And he can put ability points into different stages. So he's got like strength, stamina, agility, intelligence, perception. And he can put ability points into whatever he wants. And he also has some passive skills and active skills as well that came with it. So he's like, this is interesting. I didn't know nothing about this. So he works his way through and he's like, I gotta find money, you know? So the first job he gets after getting this is in a D-rank dungeon with a group of people who are a strike squad. And they, of course, attempt to kill him. He defeats the boss, defeats them, and walks out with a gremlin. We're going to call him Gremlin for right now, even though that he's a cute little stuffed teddy bear. So, the next quest he goes on. Well, hold on. Let's see. So, he gets a key to another instant dungeon, and he goes into it and he fights in it, and it's a Cerberus. He defeats the Cerberus, but he realizes that he needs to be more powerful if he wants to go any further in this castle. So he accepts an offer from the little gremlin, Yo Jin-ho. He's so cute. And he's like, yes, boss. Everything free, boss. I will do everything you want, boss. Because he thinks Jin-ho is a false ranker, which is untrue. He's a reawakened ranker, but he just hasn't told nobody. Because he can level up and he doesn't want to be stuck at a certain level and then get stronger and have to be reawakened a second or a third time because it'll draw too much attention to him. And he doesn't want none of that. So he agrees with Yo Jin-ho to do 19 raids with him. And that's it, just with him. Everybody else who needs to be in the strike squad can just be outside. Just 2 of them will go in. They'll defeat the monsters. They'll get everything and they'll move on. And so that's how he plans on leveling up. Now, at the end of the book, you get 2 people who work for the White Tiger Guild. And they're like, one of them puts it together that there's something off with him. And one of the 2 surviving members of 2 different raids where a lot of people died in them. It's like, he's probably reawakened. And I want to go recruit him. So that's where we're at right now. Sung Jin-woo is going on some raids with Yo Jin-ho and trying to get stronger so he can go to the Demon Castle and defeat his way up the Demon Castle because he wants to get stronger to protect his mother and his sister and to get money for them and keep them living. That's his plan. Sung Jin-ah is a goofy sister who loves to pick on her brother, Of course, they have a very good brother-sister dynamic, pick on each other, they love each other, and her goal is to become a doctor to save people's lives, which is good on her. Now we meet Woo Jin Chul. He's an A ranker with the Hunter He's an A ranker with the Hunter Association, and you only meet him once so far, and that is when he's reassessing Sung Jin Woo after he woke up from the double dungeon, hoping for a national rank hunter to be in Korea, because he doesn't like that there's very few S rank hunters in Korea. He doesn't like that there's no one powerful enough to protect Korea the way like America or Australia or even China has. And he's like, we need somebody to protect Korea. A few of the people who went into the double dungeon and the original one were Song Chi-yul, who was the leader. He lost his arm. He's actually a swordsman who reawakened as a fire mage, which he thought was ridiculously stupid. And I also think it's really ridiculously stupid. If he's like a swordsman, he should be able to use his sword, but that's not where the ball fit. And he was the leader of another dungeon that Jinwoo went with that ended up with like everybody but him, Jo-hee, and Sung Jin-woo being alive. So like this dude has gone through 3 different dungeons and survived all 3 dungeons. The first one was an accident. The other 2 were not. Alright, Sang Sheik Kim was one of the survivors of the double dungeon, but he did not survive the next dungeon he went into with Sung Jin-woo, and that was not Sung Jin-woo's fault. That was somebody else's fault. And we'll get to that. He didn't deserve it, but he was an ass. He left Sung Jin-woo behind, just ran away. Okay. Park Byung-sik was one of the survivors. Well, one of the ones that didn't survive the double dungeon. He was split in 2. And he was actually only hunting again because he had a second child on the way. He wanted to make enough money to retire again and support his family without having to work. Lee Joo-hee was one of the survivors. B rank healer who's terrified of monsters and only does E and D rank dungeons because she's terrified of monsters. Okay. She actually quits after the double dungeon, but she hangs on to make sure Sung Jin-woo is okay before she officially quits, and then she moves back home with her parents in Busan because she's just like, I can't do this. Lee Han-so is one of the ones who died in the double dungeon. He was supposed to be fast, and he was not fast enough to escape it. Ju Jae-hwan, he's also one of the ones that didn't survive the double dungeon. They don't list the second person who survived the double dungeon that actually died in a D-rank dungeon afterwards, but no. He was the one that was praying to people. He was a good prayer and a hunter. He got squished. So Yoo Jin-ho is a charismatic, I think he's 20-year-old who's trying to become a guild master, so that way he can lead the guild that his father wants to set up for his company. He's a spoiled rich kid, type of brat who's never done anything, dangerous in his life. But once Jin-woo saves him from the dungeon that he went on with him, he devotes himself to Jin-woo only because he can see what Jin-woo can do and sees that Jin-woo is actually kind and caring and will do anything to save his people, help his people, protect his people. Ong Dong-suk is the one we need to watch out for. Okay, he's what we call a lizard. Him and his crew of Cho, Kyu Hwan, Jin Suk, who we didn't get a last name for, Gu Jin Tae, Suk Min, which we didn't get a name for, Lee Chul Jin. They're all part of the Lizard Strike Squad that Hong Dong-suk runs. He's a C-rank tank, and his team, they hire 2 extra people on. They go into dungeons, and they get to the boss, and decide to cut off the tail to weaken the monster and come back and, reap all the benefits. Because they didn't want to share nothing. They like split in 8 ways, and they don't want to split any more than that. So they always cut off their tail, the last 2 people they hire, and make it seem like they die in dungeons, because whatever happens in dungeons stays in the dungeons, and no investigations are really officially done because the bodies are gone, and there ain't nothing you can really do after the dungeon disappears, because the bodies disappear with the dungeon. Hong Dong-suk wants to cut off Jin Woo and Jin Hoo from their strike squad, and because of that, it ends up with his life and the life of his party, because they leave them with a spider. Jin Woo defeats the spider. Hong Dong-suk's like, hey, Jin Woo, you must have defeated the spider. Kill Jin Woo, and we'll let you join our team. And of course, that doesn't work out, because Jin Woo's like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'll stay here. I'll die with him. I have to. I'm not doing it. And so Hong Dong-suk's like, okay, let's just kill him. So an emergency pops up for Jin Woo, saying, hey, these 8 people want to kill you. You have to kill all 8 of them. And so Jin Woo is forced to take human lives for the first time. And he goes through and systematically kills them all. And Hong Dong-suk's like, do you not know who my brother is? You'll regret that. The last sergeant he goes in with before he joins Yo Jin Ho in the 19 raids is another D-rank dungeon. And this is with the surveillance team of the Hunter Association. Basically, this surveillance guy named Kang Tasik is there to surveillance these prisoners who are hunters, who are on parole. As long as they go in dungeons, they reduce their life sentences. And his job is to oversee them to ensure nothing bad happens and that they stay in control. But he loves killing humans, so he takes on missions, payments, money to kill said prisoners and everybody else in the dungeons. Because, no witnesses. He's the one who actually kills Sang Shi Kim and another one who survived the double dungeon. It's a way to cover up his crime. And he goes to kill Thong Jin Chul, Lee Jo Hee, and Sung Jin Woo, but Sung Jin Woo ends up ending his life and gets the skill to go invisible. I forgot what they call it in here. But anyways, he gets it. But he's like, okay. He's interested, I'm trying to find what it is. No, he gets a stealth rune. So he's like, okay. I get stealth now, so I get to disappear and people can't find me. Then he switches over to America, where you have Hong Dong-soo, the younger brother of Hong Dong-suk, who is an S-rank hunter who left Korea to go join the scavenger guild in America, as he didn't think Korea had anything for him. He also loves killing people, and he decides that he needs to go kill the only 2 survivors of the C-rank dungeon that his brother went and raided, just because he could. So he tells his secretary Laura to clear his schedule so he can go do that. But she's like, you can't, you're booked for 2 months. He's like, okay, after 2 months, clear my schedule, I need to go. She's like, okay. Now at the end of the book, you get Hun Jin Chul, who's doing some he's an assistant manager, and his job is to secure C-rank gates to train the White Tiger Guild newest members. And at this time, Yo Jin Ho is gathering up all of them, and paying more money than what is necessary to get these dungeons. So he's trying to buy him up, and he's like, I can't do it. This is what's happening. He explains to his manager, the manager of the White Guild, On Sang-min, and On Sang-min puts the pieces together of the raids. He's like, Sung Jin-woo survived the double dungeon. Sung Jin-woo and Go Jin-hoo survived the C rank dungeon, and Sung Jin-woo also survived when Kang Ta-sik was, as a B rank hunter assassin, survived him. It's like, he must be a reawakened, but he's hiding it for a reason. And he's like, I'm gonna go recruit him for the White Tiger Guild. So he's figured out just a little bit of what's going on, as he's smart like that. But that's the end of the first book, and it's extremely good. I loved it. Okay, I loved it. So my favorite character was Sung Jin-woo, of course. He just wants to protect his mother and his sister and provide for them. He actually wants his mother to wake up, but eternal sleep is something you don't just wake up from. And so he's trying to get stronger using the system, and the system's using him. So it's a mutual benefits thing. My most disliked character is actually the statue that almost killed Jin-woo. I don't care. It is a character to me because it killed Jin-woo, and it didn't actually get defeated. It just disappeared. Nobody knows what happened to it, or what happened to the official double dungeon, because it's all gone. And since everybody who survived testimonied was the same, they're like, we can't explain it, but we didn't understand it's real. So what stood out as memorable? Jin-woo had never played a video game in his life. I call bullshit, dude. Because he didn't know how to open up the messages that the system was giving him at first, and he had to ask his sister to help him with that. How have you never played a video game in your life? You're 24. You had to have played a video game. Had to have. Don't care if it's for the benefit of this. You had to have played a video game. Had to have. My favorite passage from the story is, Jin-woo wasn't doing this to be nice. If the butler slowed down because of fatigue, the hunter would slow down as well, which would inconvenience Jin-woo personally. So Jin-woo has these potions that can revive your stamina. He keeps giving them to Jin-hoo, to keep him going, because he's like, I can't have him slowing down, or else I'll slow down, and I need to become stronger, and I can't have him slowing down. He has his reasons. My favorite quote: do you think that we might finally have a national rank hunter in Korea? I know it was said in Woo Jin-choo's head. There's a lot of people with Jin for a first name. You haven't noticed. I think that's pretty cool. And he's right. They will have one. He will technically be national rank by the end of all 8 volumes. But still, to want it so badly that he can't wait for someone to be reawakened is monumental. Excuse me. Because he knows that Korea needs it. Korea needs all the help they can get. Okay? They need it. Okay? What I thought about the end of the book. Ooh, someone has figured out that Sung Jin-woo is stronger than he seems. But of course, he'll just continue getting stronger. I mean, it's not terribly huge cliffhanger, but it's a nice ease into the next novel. So you're not just going, oh my god, I have to read the next one. You're like, I can take my time. Not a lot of stuff is going down. You don't really know a lot of stuff, because right now he's just going to some C rank gates, raiding them, and somebody knows that he's gotten stronger. That's the ending. And you're just like, not a rush, but you still want to find out what happens next. What book did it remind me of? To be honest, it's the Pendragon series by DJ McHale, the 2 that we read, March of Death and The Lost City of Far, where you go from your Earth through a portal into a new world, and you've got to defeat the bad guys. In this one, there's everybody in the portal is bad guy. Unlike in DJ McHale's and Dragon series. Only one dude's the really bad guy, but it's similar. It's similar. This book, as you know, is part of a series called Solo Leveling. It has 8 novels, 11 manhwas and counting. I'm pretty sure I can look up on Tapas to see how many it's got. It's got an anime, 2 seasons for anime so far. Supposed to have a 3rd one drop. Who knows when that's going to happen. Also, it has a sequel to it called Solo Leveling Ragnarok, which is actually about his son. I haven't checked it out yet, but I might in the future. We'll see. I rate this 5 because it is just as badass as the anime and manhwa. Actually, it's just better. It gives you more something than what you would get from the manhwa or the anime. More about Jinwoo and how he ticks. More about some of the other characters and how they tick. It devolves better into the world and the world building and Jinwoo building, because Jinwoo is the most important character you'll ever meet. Okay? So, if you think I deserve a like, comment, or even your lovely subscription, drop it down below. I'll see you next illusion.